Welcome, everyone, to Senior Care Insights. This is your channel all about health and well-being for older adults.
Glad to be joining the conversation.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into something really fundamental for healthy aging. We're talking about keeping muscles strong and tackling muscle loss.
It's a critical area, definitely impacts quality of life hugely as we get older.
Absolutely. So let's just jump straight in. We hear this term muscle loss a lot with seniors. What's actually going on there? What are we talking about scientifically?
Yeah, so the term we use is sarcopenia, sarcopenia. It's essentially the age-related decline in specifically skeletal muscle mass.
Okay, so less muscle overall.
Well, yes, but it's more than just size. It's actually the main reason muscle function declines with age.
Ah, right. So it's not just looking different. It's about how well the muscles actually work. Less power, maybe.
Exactly. Less power, less strength. It's this combination of losing the actual muscle tissue and the muscle tissue you have not working quite as efficiently.
So you'd feel that in daily life, I imagine.
Oh, for sure. Things like, just getting out of a chair, carrying shopping bags, maybe even walking starts to feel a bit harder. And yeah, sometimes you can physically see muscles getting smaller over time.
When does this typically become, well, noticeable? Is there a certain age?
It really varies person to person, but generally sarcopenia often becomes more apparent around age 75.
75. Okay.
But the underlying process, the changes, they can start way earlier, maybe as early as 65 for some, or perhaps not significantly until the 80s for others. It's usually a gradual thing, not like falling off a cliff.
And I guess this isn't just like a minor annoyance. Are there bigger health risks tied to this muscle loss?
Oh, definitely. Some serious consequences. One of the biggest is a much higher risk of falls.
Right.
And then, of course, fractures that can result from those falls. Weaker muscles mean less stability, poorer balance. It just makes falls more likely.
That makes total sense. Less support, harder to catch yourself. What about things that speed it up? Lifestyle factors, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. Two big ones really stand out. First, not enough physical activity. Muscles are very much use it or lose it. If you don't challenge them regularly, they atrophy faster. And second, poor diet, especially not getting enough protein.
Protein, the building block.
Exactly. If your body doesn't get those building blocks, it just can't repair and maintain the muscle tissue properly. So yeah, lack of activity and poor nutrition really accelerate the weakness and the loss of mass.
Okay, let's dig into that nutrition side then. Vitamins always important. Are there specific ones that are like extra crucial for muscle strength and preventing this atrophy as we age?
Yes, definitely. There are three that often come up as being particularly important for muscle health. Vitamin D, vitamin B12, and vitamin E.
Okay, D, B12, E. Let's take vitamin D first. We hear tons about it for bones. How does it tie into muscles?
Right, vitamin D is a real workhorse, essential for bones because it helps us absorb calcium and phosphorus. But it also plays a direct role in how muscles function. It seems to be involved in muscle contraction, basically helping muscles work correctly. So if you're deficient in vitamin D, and many older adults are, it's strongly linked to muscle weakness.
Which connects back to the falls risk.
Directly. It impacts mobility, increases that risk of falls and fractures.
Yeah.
You can have strong bones, but if the muscles controlling them are weak, well, you see the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. How do we normally get vitamin D, and why is it trickier for older folks?
So the main way is sunlight on our skin. Our bodies make it. But as we get older, our skin gets thinner and just isn't as efficient at making vitamin D.
Okay.
Plus, older adults might spend more time indoors, or they're careful about sun protection, which also reduces synthesis. So getting it from diet or supplements becomes much more important.
Or good food sources.
Fatty fish is great. Salmon, tuna, also egg yolks, and then fortified foods like some dairy products, milk, cereals. You have to check the labels.
Got it. Good to know about the sun issue. Okay, next up, vitamin B12, usually linked with energy, right? What's the muscle connection?
Yes, it's vital for making red blood cells that carry oxygen, including to muscles, and also for the nervous system.
Nerves. Oh.
Right, and the nervous system controls the muscles. So B12 is directly involved in muscle health that way. If you're deficient, it can definitely cause muscle weakness, sometimes even those unpleasant muscle spasms.
And is B12 deficiency more common in older adults too?
It is, yeah. Again, absorption can be an issue.
Yeah.
As we age, changes in the stomach sometimes mean we don't absorb B12 from food as well as we used to.
So even if you eat B12-rich foods,
you might not be getting the full benefit. And that lack of B12 can mess with the nerve signals to the muscles. That leads to weakness, maybe slower reflexes, balance problems again. It's the control system being affected.
Interesting. So it's a nerve pathway issue, partly. Where do we find B12?
Primarily animal products, so meat, fish, poultry, eggs, dairy. Because of the absorption issues, it's often a good idea for older adults to get their B12 levels checked regularly with a blood test.
Good practical advice. Okay, the third one was vitamin E. What's its role?
Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant. Think of it as like a bodyguard for your cells, including muscle cells.
Attracting them.
Exactly. Protecting them from damage caused by unstable molecules called free radicals. These things build up with age and contribute to aging and disease. Vitamin E helps keep the muscle fibers themselves, their structure and function, intact.
So it's like cellular defense. What if you don't get enough?
Well, a deficiency can slow down muscle recovery, say after an injury or even just hard exercise. Long-term, it might contribute to muscle weakness and gradual loss of mass. It protects the sort of outer layer, the membrane, of muscle cells from oxidative damage.
And that oxidative damage gets worse with age.
Generally, yes.
Yeah.
Free radical production tends to go up as we get older, so antioxidants like vitamin E become even more important.
Wow. So D, B12, E, all playing these distinct vital roles really highlights the need for a nutrient-rich diet. Okay, let's switch gears slightly to, well, the big one for muscles.
Yeah.
Protein. Why is it so critical, especially for seniors?
Protein is just foundational. It's non-negotiable for muscles. Our bodies break dietary protein down into amino acids.
So building blocks.
Exactly. The building blocks for repairing and building tissues, very much including muscle. The thing is, as we age, our body's ability to synthesize new muscle protein from those amino acids, it tends to slow down, become less efficient.
So you need more just to stay level.
Or at least you need to make sure you're getting enough consistently. It becomes even more crucial to get adequate protein in the diet just to counteract that natural muscle breakdown and maintain what muscle mass you have.
What's a good daily target? How much protein should older adults aim for?
Well, the older guidelines often set around 60 to 70 grams a day. That's kind of an average baseline.
Okay.
But more recent thinking, based on research, suggests older adults might actually benefit from a bit more, maybe closer to 1.0 or even 1.2 grams of protein for every kilogram of body weight per day.
Oh, okay. So potentially quite a bit higher for some people.
Potentially, yes. Especially if they're active or trying to regain strength. It's really best to discuss individual needs with a doctor or a registered dietitian.
Yeah, definitely. So where can people get this protein? What are some really good, maybe easy to eat sources for older adults?
Oh, there are loads of great options. Eggs are fantastic, a real nutritional powerhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get about 6 grams of really high quality protein per egg, meaning it has all the essential amino acids our bodies need and can use easily. Plus you get iron, vitamin D, zinc, lots of good stuff. And they're versatile. Relatively cheap.
Can't beat eggs. What else?
Soybeans are another excellent one, especially for plant-based options. A cup of cooked soybeans gives you around 18 grams of protein, plus fiber and potential heart health benefits too.
That's a good amount. Great for vegetarians or vegans. What about dairy?
Oh yeah, dairy's good. Greek yogurt, specifically plain non-fat Greek yogurt, is a real standout.
Why Greek yogurt?
Because of how they strain it. It concentrates the protein way more than regular yogurt. You can get something like 24 grams of protein in a single cup.
Wow, 24 grams. That's like 4 eggs worth.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a very concentrated source.
Any other dairy heroes?
Skim milk is another solid choice. About 8 grams of high-quality protein per cup. And milk protein is interesting. It's got a mix of whey and casein.
Whey and casein, what's the difference?
Whey protein digests pretty quickly, so it gives you a fast hit of amino acids. Casein digests much more slowly, providing more of a sustained release over time.
Ah, so like a time-release protein.
Kinda, yeah. That combination can be really good for supporting muscle repair and building, and the casein might help with feeling full, too.
That's useful. Any other protein sources we should flag?
Well, the obvious ones like lean meats, poultry, fish, they're excellent. Tofu is great. Other soy products. Beans, lentils, nuts, seeds. They all contribute protein and lots of other nutrients besides.
You mentioned fish. Are there particular types of protein sources seniors should maybe focus on or perhaps limit?
Yeah, good question. It's generally beneficial to make sure you're getting enough calcium-rich protein sources. So fish, shrimp, crab are good examples there.
Okay.
And incorporating more plant-based proteins, beans, sesame, peanuts, tofu is often a good move. You get protein plus fiber and other goodies. On the flip side, It's usually smart to moderate red meat intake and maybe go easy on high cholesterol things like, organ meats or poultry skin.
Makes sense. Balance and variety. Okay, quickly then, two other things often mentioned, omega-3s and creatine. What's their story with muscles?
Right, omega-3s. Found in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines. We know they're great for heart and brain health.
Mm-hmm.
But there's growing evidence they positively impact muscles too. They seem to have anti-inflammatory effects and might even help stimulate muscle protein synthesis. So eating those fish gives multiple benefits.
Good reason to eat fish. What about creatine? Isn't that for bodybuilders?
It's often marketed that way, yeah. Creatine is an amino acid naturally found in our muscles. We get some from meat, or you can take it as a supplement. Research shows it can help older adults increase muscle strength and lean mass, especially when they combine it with resistance exercise.
So it can give exercise a boost.
It can enhance the effects of strength training, yes, but it works best as part of the whole picture. Good nutrition overall and regular exercise are key.
Okay, so omega-3s and creatine can be helpful additions. Now, pulling back a bit, we've talked specific nutrients. How important is just overall diet diversity for older adults?
Oh, it's absolutely crucial. You see, as we age, often our calorie needs go down slightly, right? We might not be as active,
Right.
but our need for nutrients, protein, calcium, vitamin D, B12, all those things stays the same or might even increase.
So you need more bang for your buck, calorie-wise.
Right. Exactly. Nutrient density becomes key. You need a balanced diet with a wide variety of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, healthy fats. That's how you cover all the bases, get all of those essential micronutrients for muscle health and everything else.
What should people try to limit then, generally?
Processed foods are usually the main culprits to minimize, often high in sodium, unhealthy fats, added sugars, but low in actual nutrients. They can contribute to inflammation, which isn't great for muscles either.
And hydration, important too.
Hugely important, often overlooked. Water is essential for so many bodily functions, including muscle function. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, cramps. Aiming for that classic 8-10 glasses of water a day is a really good target.
Simple but vital. You mentioned nutrient-dense foods. Give us a few top examples.
Sure. Dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, just packed with vitamins and minerals. Fatty fish, like we said, omega-3s, lean protein, whole grains for complex carbs, energy, fiber, berries full of antioxidants, low-fat dairy for calcium, vitamin D, protein.
So lots of color and variety on the plate.
That's a great way to think about it, yeah. Even choosing low-fat, low-sugar milk can be a simple swap to get calcium and vitamin D without extra saturated fat or sugar.
Okay, great pointers. Now, we absolutely cannot talk muscle health without talking physical activity. How vital is exercise here?
It's non-negotiable, really.
Mm.
Exercise is fundamental. It helps maintain your metabolism, sure, but crucially, it enables you to keep doing everyday things, maintain independence. And when we talk specifically muscle health, strength training is king.
Strength training, lifting weights, resistance bands.
Exactly. That's the most effective way to maintain the muscle you have and even build new muscle mass, even in later life.
Are there specific exercises that are particularly good for older adults?
Yeah, the best ones often work multiple muscle groups at once. Think squats maybe with light weights if that's appropriate. They hit the big leg muscles, the glutes, engage the core.
Okay.
Seated cable rows are great for the back and arms. A standing dumbbell press works shoulders and arms. Reverse lunges are fantastic for lower body strength and balance.
Lunges can be tricky, balance-wise.
They can, yeah. Maybe start holding onto something for support. But they're very functional.
Mm-hmm.
Dumbbell biceps curls for arm strength.
Yeah.
Even core work like planks or maybe ab wheel rollouts if someone's quite fit.
How many reps should people aim for?
Generally, for strength, aiming for maybe 8 to 10 repetitions per set is a good starting point for most of those. Maybe 10 to 12 for something like bicep curls. The key is finding a weight or resistance that feels challenging by the last couple of reps.
And how often? Many times a week?
Even gentle stuff like walking or light resistance work is beneficial. But for really maintaining or building strength, aiming for at least 2, ideally maybe 3 or 4 sessions a week is recommended.
2 to 4 strength sessions.
Yeah. And critically, don't only do strength training. You need a mix. Combine it with aerobic exercise for heart health, balance exercises like Tai Chi or just standing on one leg to prevent falls, and flexibility work like stretching or yoga to keep joints mobile.
So it's whole package: strength, cardio, balance, flexibility.
Exactly. A well-rounded routine is the goal.
Okay. Now, something that affects everything, including our ability to exercise, maintaining a healthy weight. How does that fit into muscle health?
It's hugely important. Maintaining a healthy weight helps prevent a whole raft of chronic diseases, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, which can all indirectly harm muscle health.
Right.
Plus, being at a healthy weight just makes it physically easier to move, to be active, which, as we said, is crucial for keeping muscles strong. It also supports your immune system, energy levels, mood. It's all connected.
What about the extremes? Being overweight or underweight?
Both can be problematic. Being overweight puts extra strain on joints, can make exercise harder, might lead to being more sedentary, accelerating muscle loss. It also raises the risk of metabolic issues that affect muscles.
And underweight.
Underweight often means malnutrition, not getting enough calories, not getting enough protein, which leads directly to muscle weakness and loss of mass. So yeah, finding that healthy balance is really key for preserving muscle.
That makes perfect sense. We also saw something about antioxidants and insulin sensitivity. What's the link there?
Yeah, interesting area. So foods rich in antioxidants, think berries with those bright colors, or extra virgin olive oil with compounds like oleocanthal, they help protect muscles from that free radical damage we talked about.
Okay.
They can help reduce inflammation, which is a factor in age-related muscle loss. And the olive oil connection, some research suggests it might help improve insulin sensitivity.
And why does insulin sensitivity matter for muscles?
Better insulin sensitivity means your muscles can take up glucose for energy and, importantly, amino acids, those protein building blocks, more effectively. Basically, it helps the muscles use fuel and building materials better.
Fascinating how diet components work together. Okay, finally then, let's get really practical. What are some simple, everyday dietary tips older adults could use?
Sure. Try eating smaller, more frequent meals rather than huge ones. Variety is key, keeps things interesting, and covers nutritional bonuses. Take time to eat. Chew food really well, helps digestion.
Huh?
Cooking methods matter too. Steaming, boiling, stewing are often better than frying,
Yeah.
generally easier to digest and less unhealthy fat.
Good tip.
If chewing or swallowing is tough, go for softer foods, well cooked, cut into small pieces. Portion control is important. Avoid overeating, especially late at night.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, choose foods that fit with any existing health conditions, like diabetes or high blood pressure. After eating, maybe sit upright or take a very gentle walk for 30 minutes. Helps digestion. And don't forget that bit of daily sun exposure, 15-30 minutes if possible, and safe for that vitamin D boost.
Those are great, really actionable tips. Easy things people can start thinking about. It really sounds like looking after muscles as we age is, well, it's a combination approach, isn't it? Diet and movement.
Absolutely. It's not just one thing. It's about adopting a lifestyle that supports your body through the aging process. It's proactive. It lets people maintain strength, independence, and just have a better quality of life.
Okay, so if we were to boil it down, what are the absolute key takeaways for our listeners today?
Right. Well, first, understand that sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, is real and impacts function and fall risk.
Mm-hmm.
But second, know it's not inevitable. You can fight back by focusing on a balanced diet, making sure you get enough protein, thank X, Greek yogurt, lean meats, fish, beans, lentils. Get those key vitamins, D, B12, E.
Right.
And crucially, move your body. Regular physical activity, especially strength training, hitting major muscle groups, is absolutely essential. Combine that with cardio, balance, flexibility, stay hydrated, maintain a healthy weight, add antioxidant-rich foods. It's this whole package deal.
That's a fantastic summary, a really holistic view. Thank you so much for sharing all this expertise with us today on Senior Care Insights. That was incredibly helpful.
My pleasure. Glad to discuss it.
And to all of you listening, we really hope this deep dive gave you some useful knowledge, maybe some motivation. If you found this helpful, please do give this video a like, maybe share it with friends or family who could benefit.
Yeah, spread the word.
And leave your comments or questions below. We genuinely enjoy hearing from you. Most importantly, please subscribe to Senior Care Insights and click that notification bell so you don't miss our future deep dives into senior health topics.
Lots more to cover.
Definitely. We look forward to continuing the conversation. And here's something to think about before we go. What's one small, manageable change you could make this week? Maybe adding a protein snack, trying one new strength exercise. Just one thing to start investing in your long-term muscle health and vitality. Think about it. Thanks for tuning in.